Hello, everybody. My name is Dixie Kane. I also go by VSG Sotherbell. But I will no longer be a VSG, you guys. So I'm just gonna go with my name, Dixie Kane. So I took the VSG off because I'm getting we all say revision, and they corrected me. The actual name is conversion to a gastric bypass. Now, I know in my past video I said that I was going to go for the duodenal switch. I'm not doing it anymore. And the reasons why is because my doctor did the EGD, I think it is. And that's where they stick a tube down into your into your stomach and everything, and they check out how your sleeve looks and all that kind of thing. And during that, they had saw that I had sores on my esophagus from silent GERD. So I have what was called the foamies. A lot of the foamies, and that it didn't bother me because it was tasteless, and but it was there, and there were a lot of times where I would cough and choke, especially if I was drinking water or liquids, and they during that procedure also found that the valve at the top of my stomach was not closing. It was kind of cocked, half open, half closed, and so when I would drink, the water would hit the top of that and it would shoot back up and it would choke me. So that's they found out, and the only way past that was to do RNY. So that'll completely eliminate those two problems for me. So they pretty much had a hard time talking me into it, but then I realized, you know what? But then that's going to stop me from every time I take a sip or a drink of something, I won't be coughing and choking it all back, up. So I am been going through the process since the end of May. So I did April, or since the end of March. I did April, May, and June. Because it's a conversion, I did not have to do the full 6 months dieting this time. I only had to do 3. During that test, they also found that I have still got my hiatal hernia. So I have that going on. And then they just did all my blood work. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I thought my doctor was keeping up on my blood work all this time, and I am 7.5 years out. I had my surgery back on October 6th of 2014, and it was with Dr. Thomas White. I complained to Dr. White. I don't know if you go back through my videos, but somewhere around between the 2 and 4 month mark, I remember complaining as early as 2 months to him that things didn't seem right for me. That I wasn't noticing very much action on the scale, that I felt something was wrong, and I kept saying it over and over and over, and I kept getting told to go back to the liquid diet. Now, I would go back to the liquid diet, and I would lose 5-10 pounds, but the minute that I started on the puree step all over again, and he would just tell me to stair step it back up the chart, and the minute that I'd hit the puree food and the soft food stages, that 10 pounds was back. Like, boom. And then some. And I cried to him, and I cried in support groups, but I kept getting shushed. Shh, gonna scare the other patients. And that's as far as I would get. And then I would go and I would see him in the office, and he would say, or I would see him at the end of my support group meetings, and I would, because his wife was our leader for support group, and I would see him at the end. He would pop in, and I would tell him, hey, Dr. White, I'm still having the problem with not losing any weight. And this went on for 4.5 years before I finally got so fed up with it. I kept complaining. And all I ever got told was go back to the liquid diet. And I even have my daughter as a witness, because there for a while I was carless, and she would take me to my meetings, and she would be standing right there, and he would say, Dixie, go back to the liquid diet. If you're still having this problem the next time you see me in the office, there are some things we can do. I'll send you out for an endoscopy. We'll go down in, we'll look. If there's things we can tweak while we're in there, we'll tweak them. And it never happened. I would go to his office, and he would just like brush me off and say, no, just go back to the liquid diet. So my daughter kept telling me, Mom, you need to ditch him. You need to go find yourself a different surgeon and get some, get a second opinion, get some other advice on what to do about this situation. And I didn't listen to her. And I just, here it is 7.5 years later, right around the 7-year mark, I started having a lot of physical problems with choking. Last summer, 2019, is when I started noticing an incredible amount of choking on everything I would drink. And I went in to have my family doctor sent me in for some testing, and they scoped me, and they did like a barium swallow, but it was like an extended one where they had me eating like cake with like the dye on it, and they had me like saltine crackers with the dye on it, like pudding, different textures, but all of it had the dye on it or in it, and it was nasty. But I got to stand right there and watch it go down my throat, and all of a sudden you would see a flash where it would hit and then come flying back up. And they were like, this is a problem we see in 80-year-old women, not 58-year-old women. And we need to, there's not a lot we can do about it. You're just way advanced in stages as far as this goes. Well, that's not what it was, you guys. I just went in for blood work, and my vitamin D level is really, really low. I mean, low. It's like 32. I think the normal is supposed to be like in the high 50s, like 59, something like that is normal. I'm low. And because I'm low, the calcium that I'm taking, it's not, so my calcium, because the vitamin D level and the calcium level are supposed to work together and meet in the middle, mine don't. My calcium's clear up here, and my vitamin D is clear down here. So I'm very opposite ends. And so my calcium level was 121. And so, which is extremely high. I think it's supposed to be like 80 something at the highest or something like that. And so that level is extremely high. And so they did, like the full workup panel on my vitamins, and everything else was all in check except for my thyroid. Now, what it came back was that my thyroid is underproducing. So I have hypothyroidism, and they are not going to start me on medication yet. They said that it could be just because my vitamin D and my calcium are all off whack. So they had me start on vitamin D3, 5,000 IUs. And during my last visit in with the nurse, she told me that I can no longer, because I was always allowed to just do Centrum chewables. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys it's okay to do Centrum chewables. It is not okay. You need to have permission from your surgeon. Now, the surgeon that I had, he said it would be fine for me to do Centrum chewable, as long as my blood works all came back good. And because he didn't ever check on my blood work, and my family doctor wasn't checking on my blood work, I kept on doing Centrum chewables for 7 years. Okay, so she told me no more because we're going in for that surgery. And I graduated class yesterday, and today all my paperwork got sent in for insurance. So she also told me that while she was reviewing, I did very well during my 3 months. And I wasn't supposed to have my last class until the 24th of June, but because I was doing so well, they told me jump in last night's class, and they sent me, because they're doing online classes instead of in person. So I jumped in last night's class on Zoom meeting, and got my paperwork turned in last night for class. And so this morning they submitted my paperwork to insurance. So yay! So should hear, she said, anywhere between 2 and 14 days. She said it could be longer, but she said I have a really good insurance, and she said that your insurance usually gets back within a couple of days. So hopefully early next week I will have an answer on a yes or a no for my surgery. And she said that because it's necessary, she can't see it being a no. So I think we're a go, guys. So yeah, she told me get on my bariatric vitamins and no more chewables, because on my surgery is a malabsorptive surgery. So I can no longer get away with Centrum chewables. So I did send out for vitamins, and what I got, she just told me to get a vitamin that had 18 in iron. I couldn't find one that had 18. They no longer sell the 18s. Lowest I could find was 45. So I got this one from Bariatric Pal. It's the multivitamin one, so basically you only have to do it once a day. Now, they sent me by accident, they sent me capsules, so I'm going to reorder and get it corrected to chewable. But I've got plenty of time because, I still have to do the 2-week liquid diet, and then surgery, and then I think it's, another 2 weeks of liquid diet when I come home. So that's a whole month away. So I have plenty of time to get it corrected, and I'll just do these up till the day of surgery. So, once again, I got the Bariatric Pal, and I do not know why you're not focusing. Focus camera. Oops, I'm sorry, guys. see here. Sorry guys, you went for a spill. Get you back up here so you can see my beautiful face. Okay guys, there you go. You can read a little better now. So it's the multivitamin one. It's 30 days supply. I will get the chewables. They have this exact one, but they have it in a chewable, and it comes in like a berry flavor, I believe. So I'll get those. And then I also got the Celebrate Vitamin D 5,000 IUs. These are the quick melt tablets, and there's 90 in there. That's 30 day. That's 90 days. So I only need one a day. So that'll last me 3 months. I also got the Bariatric Pal Calcium Citrate Soft Chews. I got the French Caramel. Oh my God, you guys, these are to die for. I feel like I'm eating a piece of candy, basically, but it's not. And I also got it. It's the 500 milligram calcium with 20 mcg. Let's see if I can get it to zoom in here. So it's 800 IU vitamin D and 250 million CFUs probiotics in there. So I got that. And then because my thyroid is acting up, I also read that you know, I feel quite tired sometimes, and that's because my thyroid is underproducing. So I read a lot of the videos said it could be that you need more vitamin B12. So I did go out and get me some vitamin B12 sublingual. These are the quick dissolve. They're good. They taste like cherry. They're 5,000 mcg to help with my energy level. So that's what I'm taking. These are not a bariatric form. I will be getting the bariatric form when I reorder the other vitamins. I'll get the bariatric ones. But for now, I will check and see if this is okay with the office. If this is okay, I'll continue with it. But if it's not, I will get the bariatric form before I resume after surgery. So let me get you guys cleared back up here so you can see me clear as a bell. There you go. Hi. Okay, so that's all my vitamins that I'll be taking. And if there's anything else that comes up, I don't have my monthlies anymore. I haven't since I was 24 years old. So, and my iron levels are perfect. So I don't know why they're, you know, I think they just want to make sure that I don't wind up getting deficient in it. So the lowest I could find was the 45 IUs. Okay, so yeah, so I'm all set to go. I'm hoping to hear back early next week on surgery date. And at that time, they'll set me up with my final class, which will be a 4-hour class. They will have a 30-minute intermission in between, somewhere in between the full 4 hours. You're not sitting there full straight 4 straight hours. And this will it will be an in-person visit, so I will have to go to the office for this one. And during this visit, they give us a lot of new samples of vitamins to try, but they do not want you to try them till after surgery. So it's not like I will need vitamins like even the first couple of weeks after surgery, like when I can resume vitamins. So I will have a lot of trials to try after surgery. And during this class, they go over everything that we've already learned and then some. They go over our Bible. Basically, I have my old Bible sitting right there on, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's underneath the Splenda. It's the notebook right underneath there. That is my Bible. They have made the Bible a lot smaller. So this is my new one for this surgery. And they have revamped their program since I've been in 7 years ago. So the stuff that's in that Bible is not correct for me anymore. The stuff in this Bible is, and is getting close to be revised again. So she said that I get this Bible, and then when the new one comes out here within the next couple of months, she will give me a copy of the new one. So that I will not be left out of the loop. But like in here, my glasses are steamed up. We just got home. I had my mammogram this morning. Hang on, I'm waiting for my glasses to unsteam. We just got home. I had my mammogram this morning. Getting all caught up medical wise. I did not have one last year because of COVID. So they wanted me to get that caught up. I got to go in for a pap smear yet before my surgery date and make sure that I'm okay that way. But other than that, I am. But those are not required for this. They're not required for this. So, basically, they go over the mental and emotional preparation for surgery, frequently asked questions, preparing for bariatric surgery, skin treatment instructions before surgery and after, skin treatment or morning of the surgery instructions, during the hospital stay, the things that they expect out of you, like how many times you need to be walking, that kind of thing. Making sure that you're doing the breathing apparatus during your stay, discharge instructions for when you leave the hospital, possible problems that you might have from the surgeries, follow up and support, and then diet progressions. Now that's what's really changed from my last one, is the diet progressions and spiritual wellness. Now here's what's different. Let me tell you the diet progressions, because they are like extremely different, and it's going to be hard on me because I did not have to go through all this with my sleeve. The stages now are weeks 1 and 2, you will be on the liquid, and weeks 1 and 2, you will only get 4 ounces of liquid at a time per hour. See, now that wasn't like a requirement. They just said get your liquids in. They didn't have us measuring out our liquids and that. But now they're being very strict about it, because it says 4 ounces of liquids per hour. Okay. They said that also in there also includes your protein shake. So, also includes strained soup, low-fat yogurt without any kind of fruit pieces in it, sugar-free pudding, sugar-free popsicles. Now, I don't know about you guys, but sugar-free popsicles is hard to find. I do have a recipe where you take a small box of sugar-free Jell-O, 1 packet of your favorite drink mix, and unsweetened drink mix now, 0 calorie. And you mix the 2 powders together. So like I did, a peach Jell-O, and I mixed it with the new, Walmart has a new one out that is a cantaloupe flavor, and I love it. And I mixed them 2 together, and then I added the 2 cups of water and of boiling water, and then dissolved it really well, and then the 2 cups of cold water, mixed it really well, and poured it in my popsicle molds. They come up 0 calorie, you guys. I mean 0 calorie. So, well, no, I believe the Jell-O does have, I can't remember, is it 5 or is it 10 calories? But anyway, they're sugar free, and I found, now this is pre-surgery now, that I needed 1.5 of the little mix, flavor mix in there. The first batch I made with the 1 envelope was, they came out tasting kind of like more ice than flavor. So I put 1.5 and then the Jell-O. And for me, that was just right. Now, after surgery, I think the 1 packet will be more than enough. Because typically your taste buds are so new and so sharp. I think you can get away with 1, if not 3/4 of 1, if 1 is still too sweet. So just play with it a little bit, but that's the recipe. Give it a try. They're very good. Even my grandkids love them. So that's where I'm making my own now. And I make up a whole bunch, and then I take them out of the molds, and then I do, hang on one second, I'm going to show you what I do. Alright guys, so what I do is either I do a Dixie cup, and I put a piece of masking tape over the top with a little slit, and I put a popsicle stick down through it. These are 5 ounces, you guys. I like them because I know that I'm going to get 5 ounces out of that popsicle. So I know the exact ounces. Now on these, I don't know the exact ounces on what one of these is. I think it's probably 2, maybe 3 ounces. But I also did the same with this for the second batch. And then I just use a measuring cup that has the spout, and I just pour it down through the little slits on the top here. But I make my own. So sugar-free popsicles. It says cream of wheat. She wants us to stay away from cream of wheat. She says it has too much carb and too much she said you would have to really water it down. It would have to be very watery. You couldn't have any like thickness to it at all for it to not have the high carbs. So vegetable juices, Crystal Light, decaf tea, or Crystal Light or Kool-Aid, free sugar-free Kool-Aid or Mio. You can have decaf tea, coffee, herbal teas, unsweetened you can use your sugar substitutes and or sugar-free creamers. And it says make sure that you're avoiding any like carbonated, anything that's like alcoholic, anything that has caffeine. Now that's where I kind of question the Mio, because I find when I read the Mio, and I have one here somewhere, it says it has caffeine. So I'm a little confused on that, because it's listed here that you can have it, but it's not caffeine free. So I've been a little questioning on that. So then the next step after liquids, so that's the first 2 weeks. The second stage is after that 2 weeks, so stages 3 and 4. And for that one, you get 1/4 cup to 1/3 cup of whatever it is you're going to eat. things like cottage cheese, string cheese, eggs, tofu, refried beans, low-fat version. I usually buy the fat-free. I've gotten used to it over the last 7-8 years, so fat-free is what I usually choose. Lentil or split pea or black bean soups, miso or egg drop soups, chicken, soft, fresh canned, thinly sliced deli meat, no barbecue or fried, and turkey the same, no barbecue or fried. Fish or shellfish, soft, moist, fresh, canned. And then to moisten your food, you can use a small amount of cooking spray or non-fat mayonnaise or salad dressings. But if you have issues with constipation, you can add in 1/8 to 1/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce or mashed prunes a day. Now, the next stage, let's see. Yeah, that's stage 2. That's weeks 3 and 4. And that's when you can resume your vitamins. So it'll be 3 to 4 weeks out from after surgery that I would even need the vitamins. I won't even be taking them up till week 3 or 4. So, and you're not to resume them until you have seen your surgeon and he gives you the okay to start them. So there's no guessing game there. You don't start them until you see the surgeon. Well, stage 3 is fruits and vegetables. Everything from the other stages and then fruits and vegetables are being added in, and 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup per meal or for a snack. And basically that's, cottage cheese, yogurts, cheese, non-fat or low-fat, and eggs, tofu, peanut butter. It would have to be the natural style, creamy, no crunchy, or any of the other nut butters, almond and cashew. Avoid reduced nut butters. Refried beans, lentil, split pea, black bean soups, strained out hulls, miso and egg drop soup, and then you got the turkey, you got the chicken. It no longer says no fried or no, it just says, oh yeah, it does say no fried, but it doesn't say no barbecue, it just says no fried. And then you got your fish, shellfish, beef. That's when you can start adding in a little bit of beef. And, but do you see what's missing here? Because then you're going into stage 4, which is weeks 20 and plus, and you're getting about 3/4 to 1 cup, per meal. And basically you can eat just about anything, but making sure that you eat protein first is what it says. But what's missing out of this one that is so much different than the first one for me is purees. Did you notice I did not say puree? No pureed foods, guys. So basically we're going to use our teeth to puree our food. I think I'm still going to puree my food at the very beginning. I am missing some teeth up here, and I'm missing teeth back here, down here. And so when I chew, not everything gets chewed. So it's going to be tough for me. So I think I'm still going to use the puree part of the stage a little bit. I'm not going to trust my teeth to do all the grinding. I don't think I'm going to trust my teeth. So that's what's missing, and that's what's going to be different. And good Lord, I don't know. I'm going to ask them when I go to the class if we can puree, or is it mandatory that we don't? You know what I'm saying? So I can't believe we're not going to puree our foods for a couple weeks. That's what's missing. So that's what I've got to say. I have lost about 10 pounds in my 3 months. I did so much better my first time out with my first surgery. I had gotten in I had gotten in and lost 70 pounds before my first surgery. I fought hard this time. I have been doing steps. I have been walking. I have got myself up to doing. I do a lot of just marching in place. And I'll march for up to 20 miles, guys. I'm up to 20 miles. I will work out for an average of 4 hours a day. And then the rest of the time, I will sit here and I feel like, okay, Dixie, you did good today on your exercise. So I do play a farm game on Facebook called Happy Acres. And if I'm not playing the game, I'm sitting here and I'm diamond painting. But I'm not just sitting, you guys. What I'm doing is I'm marching. And she said, if your feet come off the floor, it counts. So I will finish the rest of the night with marching, and I will really get it up there in steps. I will sit here the whole time, and I'll be diamond painting, and my feet are going 100 miles an hour. I do this during my Zoom classes. She saw my chair bouncing behind me in the Zoom class, and she's like, Dixie, at the end of class, she goes, Dixie, got any questions? I said, no. She goes, I saw you. She goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm exercising. She goes, how are you exercising? I said, I'm sitting here marching in place with my feet are coming up off the floor. But I'm sitting in my chair and my feet are coming off the floor. And she was like, good for you. She says, I noticed your chair bouncing through the whole class. I was wondering what was going on. I said, well, I'm multitasking. So I just sit here and I just march, guys. So even if you're wheelchair bound, there's no excuse as to why you can't get any exercising. Because I will sit here. Sometimes I'll sit in the chair and I'll march and I'll still do my arms. I have my hand weights. Where are they? Oh, my grandkids moved them up over there. But I sit here and I with my hand weights, or I'll put 5-pounders on my knees when I march to give my legs more weight. Guys, don't trust the scale. Don't go by just the scale. And that's the biggest lesson that was hardest for me to learn. I may have not lost much in weight, but you guys, I have lost, okay, in inches. My face is thinning out, and all I've lost is 10 pounds. £13 pounds, because I just lost another 3. But I'm working my ass off, and I didn't even have to work this hard for my first surgery. I'm not just sitting around. I'm going for walks. She made it mandatory I go for walks 3 days out of the week. So I'll walk the neighborhood. I'll go down this block, cut that block, cut back that block, cut back that block, cut up 1 block, come back a block, come back 3 blocks, go up a block, go 3 blocks back this way, go another block that way, come back home. That's 45 minutes of walking, you guys. I'm only required to do 30. Okay? So it's not hard. It's not hard, and I'm increasing it a little bit. I'm increasing it a little bit every week, by another block or two, and but even if you can't get outdoors, if you are so heavy that you can't get outdoors, that's okay, because you can do it indoors too, you guys. There's no excuses. You don't even have to really stand, as long as you're moving. That's what they want out of you. They just want you to be moving. Some sort of movement. I've even got my armbands out. I have a treadmill, guys, down in the basement, but I don't go down and use it because I developed vertigo after my first surgery. So every time I get up on it, I feel like I'm falling off. So I don't use my treadmill. I'm going to start using my treadmill because I am getting better now and I'm starting to thin down a little more. But guys, I have lost so many inches instead of pounds. It could be that I'm putting on muscle from the walking, because when I'm walking, I'm moving the arms. I'm moving the head. My head's moving. Okay? Get all your muscle groups going. If I'm sitting in this chair, I took out a subscription to Spotify so that I don't have to have commercials. I download all the types of music that I love and like into Spotify. And then I turn it on, this huge playlist, and I just let it go. I find the early 70s music, like around years 71, 2, and 3, are the most perfect for me because the beat is fast. So I'm like, and I don't sit still in this chair. I'm like, I'll sit here and eat, no TV, no nothing, and I'll just listen to that music and I'll get the feet going to the music. If it goes really fast, my feet go really fast. I get my body into it. I get my arms into it, my head into it, and I go. And you guys, it works. I'm telling you, it works. I get profusely sweating sitting in a chair. I profusely sweat. I keep a towel around my neck so that I can constantly, because I just had cataract surgery and I can't get anything into my eyes. So I'm constantly like wiping the sweat off my brows and my eyelids. So I keep a towel around my neck for that. But you guys, you gotta move. Even if you can't get out of a chair, you can move. You can still move. Move your trunk back and forth. Just wiggle your upper body to the beat of music. Pump your arms. Get them going. You can hold hand weights. I do 1-pounders. Because my muscles have wasted away because I have developed in the last 7 years horrible arthritis in my shoulders. It's eating my shoulders away. So I can't do a lot of weight. But even those 1-pounders made a huge difference in my arms. I'm actually building up a muscle now. I couldn't even get this much of a muscle. But it's hard. And before I couldn't even get a muscle. So you can do this, you guys. You can do this. You are not helpless. I don't care if you weigh 700 pounds. As long as you can move in that chair. Think about holding a hand weight. Holding a can of soup. You don't even have to go buy anything special. Hold a can of soup. Hold a water. Get a water bottle in each hand. Have somebody you know that will go to the store for you. Have them buy you some exercise bands. They're not expensive. You can hook one under your foot in your chair. Okay? No excuses. I don't even have excuses. I've been using my Thigh Master. I have a Thigh Master. And I'll sit in my chair and I'll work my inner thighs. I will put it under my armpits to work my upper arms. So there's no excuses. You can do this. There are things you can do indoors, in a chair, sitting. You don't have to stand to exercise, you guys. You can sit in a chair and do jumping jacks. Just be moving your feet while you're doing it, okay? But you can get a sweat on, and you can do it. I get a good sweat. And I have really lost a lot of inches. You want to know where? These hips, 3 months ago, let me turn you a little bit. These hips 3 months ago were out to here, you guys. See my badonkadonk? That thing really bubbled out. It was like out to here. It's really, really reduced. And I just stand here and I just march. I march to the side, to the beat of the music. I step back. I go forward. I go backwards. I go forwards. I go backwards. I stand in place. I do that for 20 miles, you guys. There's no reason you can't get any exercise in. There's none. I used to be the kind of person that came up with all kinds of excuses why I couldn't. I no longer come up with excuses why I can't, you guys. How bad do you want that weight off? I don't know about you. I want it gone. I want it gone. I'm tired of feeling sick and unhealthy. This is what I wanted with the first surgery, but I didn't quite understand what I was doing wrong. I can tell you now what I did wrong. I didn't move enough. You have to move. Moving is the key. I get it now. The light bulb went off. We can do this, you guys. I kept telling my husband in 5 years I'm going to be in a wheelchair. I'm losing my hips. My hips are locking up. I've been falling a lot the last 3 months, especially the last 3 weeks. I think I've fallen 4 times in the last 3 weeks. And 2 weeks before that, I fell once. Out mowing the yard. And it's always when I'm out mowing. My hips lock up and I fall. And I've told my doctor about it. And so he's aware of it. And he told me I need to get the weight off. Getting the weight off is key. Get the weight off and your hips will feel better. And I'm trying, you guys. I am so trying. I have evidence in my phone that I've walked 20 miles. It's here. I log it in my phone. I carry my phone when I go out and exercise. I have an app. I have the Samsung Health app on my phone. And it's turned on 24/7. So anytime I pick up my phone and I start walking around the house, it's recording my steps. When I'm sitting here exercising, I lay it on my knee. And it don't count unless your feet come off the floor, guys. And if you're going to cheat, then why even do it? I make sure my feet come off the floor. So right now it's counting. Oh, you guys keep leaving on me. I have you on this here stand on top of my cup. Speaking of cup, I could use a drink. Good old water. Love my water. Oh, and that's another thing, guys. Make sure you're getting half your body weight in water in a day. Before, I was only doing 60 ounces a day. And my doctor screamed at me and he says, part of the reason you're falling is you're dehydrated. You need to get that hydration up. So I went out to Walmart and I got myself a 64 fluid ounce jug, 2 of them. I keep plain water in one and I switch off. I'll do 1 jug of water with flavor. This is peach tea flavored water. That's what I'm having now. But as you can see, I'm almost gone. So when this is gone, I'll switch to the second bottle that has plain water. And I alternate them. I'm making sure I get in 6 cups of vegetables a day. Between 4 and 6 cups of vegetables. I'm making sure I get in my protein first. I'm doing a lot more. I am not a fish lover, you guys, but I'm starting to eat a lot more. Let me get you guys settled here. I'm starting to eat a lot more fish. I bought a big bag that had salmon in it for $10, I think it was, but it has a huge amount of salmon in it. And I've been eating more salmon. I've been eating the salmon in the foil packs. Just the whole pack. I'll put it on a salad. I still have not quite got into avocados. I don't know that I can handle an avocado. I'm trying really hard to get in to the stage of avocados, but I also had to do that same thing with fish. My mom forced fish on me when I was a child, so I have to get that I hate fish thing out of my head. Because I don't actually hate it. I was fed it so much as a kid that and force fed it. And so I'm trying to say, okay, mom is not around anymore. You're a big girl. You can handle this. You can do this. I'm trying to talk myself through it as I eat it. And now it's becoming more of a habit, and it's not so bad for me. So I'm eating a lot more salmon, a lot more tuna. I love the lemon pepper tuna, my fave. I also found a dressing. Hang on, I'll tell you what it is. It has no carbs, no sugar, no oils, no nothing in it. No calories. And it's not exactly what you call sweet. It's a little bit what you call salty and sweet. It's a little bit of both worlds. So if you are the kind of person that likes a little of both salty and sweet, you're going to love this dressing. And 2 tablespoons is a serving, and I find 2 tablespoons to be more than enough on a huge ass salad. So I've even had to cut it down in the last couple of weeks. But I messed up my phone yesterday, you guys, so give me a second here, because now, see, I can't read. I had cataract surgery, and I see better than 20/20 far distance. I cannot see good up close. So I still have to wear my bifocals for reading. So let me figure out how to get out of this app here. This is the app. This is my app that I'm using, that they're keeping track of everything I do. As you could see here, let me turn down well, I don't know if I can. But you could see there is that's my vitamin list, and it reminds me, and then I can just check them off. So I've done this one, this one, this one. I've done those already. So as you can see, I checked them off. So I just check them off as I do them. And then you go up, you scroll up, and it says exercise. And as you can see, it's already logged me in. I've already done 552 steps. I haven't gotten a workout in yet. But this is tied into my Samsung app in my phone. So it will record my exercise in my bariatric app. So, and then water, it keeps track of your water. So I would just tap. I've had about three glasses already this morning, so 24 ounces. and then you hit submit, and it will save those. So it'll record 24 ounces of water already drank. And then it's got here a listing for snacks, dinner, lunch, and breakfast. And I do not have anything in there because I had a diver attack, and I told them I was not going to record only liquids today. So I'm not recording food. But then it has a log here where it says daily notes, and that's where I wrote to them and told them why I am not logging food today. Whenever I have a diver attack for 2 days, I cannot do food. I have to do liquids only for 2 days, and to clear my intestinal tract back out and let the swelling go down and everything. But it has a place here where you can enter in recipes, and this app is called Berrytastic. I love this app. But here's my Samsung Health, and it's gonna load. And as you can see, it says I did 552 steps, and I'm hitting stuff. So as you can see, it says 552. I'll lay it on my lap. As long as my feet come off the floor, it's gonna register. I hit something here. It took me back out, but let's go back in. $576. So I fell in love with both these two apps. They work really good together. Think about installing it on your phone. Like I said, the name of this app is Berrytastic. Oh, it went too fast. Berrytastic. It's this app right here. Think about getting that app, you guys, if you don't already have it. I like it better than my Fitness Pal and all that crap. And I did get into a lot of trouble because I have that diet mentality in my head. And she told me, Dixie, get the diets out of your head. You've got a tool. Use it. So, yeah, guys. Just don't think of this as a diet. It's a lifestyle change. You have to change your eating habits for life. There's really nothing in the plan that's off limits. If we want to have an ice cream, we can have an ice cream as long as it's just a small amount and we're good. We have to log it, but you know what? They told me I was not getting enough carb. I am getting not enough calories. I'm only getting in about 800 calories a day, and they want me to be around 1,300. So I'm trying to bump my calories up. They said that's probably why I'm not losing weight. That and the mix of this. Now, my doctor did test my thyroid, and it's putting out very low amount of the hormone, but he's just going to monitor it over the next 6 months before he decides to put me on any kind of meds. Because he thinks it's due to my low vitamin D. He thinks once my vitamin D comes up, and that will bring my calcium down, and they'll meet in the middle. And he thinks my thyroid will kick in and start working again. So, right now they've got me on high amounts. As you can see, there's 500, there's, 5,000, there's 8,000, I think it said, IUs of calcium in this. 800 IUs in this, and then I'm doing 5,000 in my vitamin D tablet. So they've got me on a high amount of vitamin D right now. So hopefully before I get my surgery, it will have come up. They will check it again before surgery just to make sure where it's at. I was doing 6,000 before I got my in the mail. My husband does 2,000, so I started taking 3 of his a day. So hopefully it will have come up some before I go to surgery. And they may even bump me up even higher yet. So we'll see. We'll see where we're at. But yeah, so that's where I'm at in the process, guys. We're hopefully I will come on next week and tell you guys that we got a date. Get your exercise in. That's all I got to say. Get your exercise in. If you're in the process of waiting for a revision, it's important that you're moving. Even after your surgery, it's important that you move. That is the key to the whole thing, you guys. The diet, the eating less is not going to be your key factor in losing weight. The key factor in losing the weight, the key to it all is exercise. Did you hear me? Exercise. Move. You don't have to stand, you guys. It can be done in a chair. There's videos all over YouTube. Free YouTube videos on chair exercises. There are some really good ones out there, you guys. Really, really, really good ones. Another thing I'm doing to move, I bought myself a rebounder. A mini trampoline. And you guys, you don't have to jump. I just get up there and I shift my weight. I don't even pick my feet up. I use my weight. I shift it back and forth. Then I will bring my feet up until I get tired. And then when I get tired, I go back to shifting. That movement alone, just shifting on a back and forth on a rebounder like that, it gets the lymph fluid moving out of your legs, you guys. So if you have a lot of swelling or a lot of water in your legs, a lot of lymph fluid, the key to getting that lymph fluid up and moving is to actually move. You don't even have to stand. You can sit in the middle of the rebounder and just bounce. Okay? This movement will get all the fluid moving throughout your whole body. And I think that's what my problem is, because I have lymphedema. Not lymphedema, lipedema. And that's where you get the fluid through every bit of your body. And you retain fluid everywhere. And I think that's what I've lost. I think I've lost a lot of that fluid. I don't know that it's so much that I've lost it in fat. I just gained a ton of fluid. So I've been diagnosed with that over the last 7 years too, guys. So it's important that you're moving. Some form of movement, you guys. But think about getting yourself a rebounder and just standing there. You don't have to jump. Just the movement of you pushing your feet on the mat of the rebounder will get that lymph fluid moving in your body, and you will start to see yourself shrink dramatically. Okay, so just think about buying yourself a rebounder. Walmart has them. They're, I don't know, I think I bought mine for like $25. Let me show it to you real quick. What am I caught on? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. That's what it was. Okay, guys. This is the one I bought out at Walmart. So it's a pretty good sized bouncing area. I lay it down. On the floor. And yes, I have my husband's toolbox in here, so don't. But just this movement. This movement will reduce the water in your legs, arms, chest, belly. You don't even have to jump. All I'm doing is pushing off with my heel. And I'm just getting that fluid moving. So you guys, there's no excuses. We have none. That wasn't expensive. And it was well worth the money. And I've lost a lot of that fluid. I lost a lot in my arms. I've lost it in my hips and my butt. So that movement is what we need. Okay? So get yourself some of the tools you need. It's worth it. And it doesn't have to be hard, you guys. That was not hard for me to sit there and just kind of move myself. Okay? But you will work up a sweat. You will. But you will feel the fluid leaving your legs. You will feel it. So if you have lymphedema or any kind of edema in your body, that is a really good way of getting that fluid moving. And you will pee it out. Okay? So that's where I'm at in the process, guys. I did do measurements. I was going to wait till I get a date, and I will do measurements, and on my date it will not be a big video. I tend to make big videos, and it will not be a big video, I guarantee you, but you will see how much I've lost from when I first started my process up till now. And I'm hoping that this is the answer of getting my weight down again. The lowest I've ever gotten is 187 pounds. I only saw it for a day, and I weighed 233 the day of surgery. My highest weight was 300 pounds. I lost between 300 pounds and 233. So I lost around 70 pounds before surgery last time. This time I've only lost probably 13 pounds. I only let myself, well, the highest I've seen as far as regain goes, I saw 260. And that's because I was retaining all that water in under my skin. I did come back down to the 244 mark where I sat for 4 years. I now, as of today, 238 pounds. I hope to be seeing in the 220s by surgery day. So, but get yourselves out there, get yourselves moving. You can do this. If I can do this, anybody can do this. It just takes the light bulb to go off, you guys. And I'm hoping that I'm stressing it enough that you do not have to stand to get your exercise in. You really don't. And although it is better for you to actually stand and move and do it, if you're wheelchair bound or you're so heavy it's hard for you to stand for any period of time, there's no excuse why you can't sit in your chair and move. Just get that body moving. You don't even have to leave the chair, okay? Get the feet marching. March them out away from yourself. March them back. March them to the side a little bit, 1 or 2 steps. March them back. March to the other side. March them back. There's no excuses. Buy yourself some bands. Or you could even ask your, if you, well, I was going to say, if you seek any kind of physical therapy, I know they will give you some bands. But, you guys, you got to move. I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Have a good day. I'm trying.